Hey everybody, Mike here. It is Friday, May 12th, 2017. I got home from work just a little bit ago and I put the brush hog on the tractor. I was going to go mow my trails, but they're pretty steep and it's still pretty wet from all the rain yesterday. Today's pretty gloomy too, but it just didn't dry up today. So instead of rolling over a hill or sliding and crashing, I figured I'd come up here where it's flat, pretty dry, and mow this little food plot I have here. I planted some clover here last fall, and I forget what all's in this, but mostly clover. Now the weeds are kind of trying to take over, so I'm going to mow it down to about 6 inches just with the brush hog, overseed it tomorrow, and it should improve it. We'll see. You can see here the clover, but you can also see a bunch of weeds growing up too. I think I showed this area before in another video, but this used to be an old apple orchard years ago, and it all grew up. And then a couple years ago, I rented one of those forestry heads on a track skid loader. Cut the firewood out first, and then mowed everything down. It was way too much for the brush hog. It was nasty stuff. Here's the tool of choice for tonight's project, my Kubota L3901 and the Land Pride RCR 1860 brush hog. I think that's one of Land Pride's better brush hogs. Yeah, it wasn't cheap, but it's a pretty good one. Alright, I'm going to get started, and it's a good time to tell you to go ahead and click subscribe if you enjoy these kind of videos. This time of year, I'm pretty much in maintenance mode, but throughout the summer, I'm going to try to put out at least one video a week, probably, maybe even two. And as we get closer to the 4th of July, I'll probably have about at least 3 a week. Each year, we have this party at our house, and it started out, I don't know, 20 years ago. It was a birthday party for my oldest son. He has autism, and you know, the first year we had like 5 or 10 people, and the next year we had 15 or 20. And see, his birthday's June 30th, right around the 4th of July. So maybe like the 3rd year, 4th year, had a few fireworks, and this thing has kind of evolved. And last year we're up to around 425, 450 people. And so we're going to do it again this year. It takes a lot to get ready for it. The good thing is, you kind of get all the outside stuff around the house cleaned up, done, all your projects done. So over the next month and a half, 2 months, I'll have a bunch of videos on getting ready for that party. And I'll also, if you guys like fireworks, like backyard fireworks, I don't want to say I'm an expert on okay, I'll say it. I am a expert when it comes to fireworks, and I'll show you how to put together a really nice backyard fireworks show that'll blow your mind. And but that's it. I'm gonna head back towards the house. On my way up here, I saw a ash tree that had blown down. It's kind of hung up over there right above the trail. I'm gonna mow around it a little bit with a brush hog while I have it on. So it's a tough one. I'm gonna try to pull it out of there tomorrow. Some of those ash trees, yeah, make pretty good firewood, and some of them get real punky, but I'll see. I think it's decent, because if it wasn't, it would already broke in half. So that's it. Here's that ash tree I was telling you about. It is wedged in there very nicely. What I'll do now, while I have the brush hog on, mow some of this stuff up around it. And I'll come back here. It's going to be a tough one with this maple tree right here, but I'll get it out. This is our pond. I built this about 7 years ago. There actually was a pond here at one time. I think it was built in the 40s, and it was completely filled in. The dam was gone. It was filled the whole way to where the water level is right now. It was filled up with sediment, and it was a mess. While I'm here, I'm just going to mow a little path up towards that knoll right there. This was there's a bunch of like dead trees up there, lots of good firewood up there, and this is, I think, the only way I can really get to it. I got streams on both sides. This spot right here, what I did when I built the pond, I dug a bunch of shale out of here to build the road down in front of the dam, and then I filled all this in with some of the slop that was in the pond. So hopefully after 7 years it's dried up and solid enough to run on. I'm going to go kind of easy just in case. that's it. I kind of got to jump on the weekend. I didn't plan on getting a bunch done this evening, but I got a little bit done. Anyway, that's it. Click subscribe if you like. Please comment below. Thanks. Take care.